Hey lady, welcome back to Safe Mommy, Safe Baby. Today I'll be getting into relational autonomy and why it is important for your confidence, especially when it comes to setting boundary with your family members. So here we go. Welcome back to Safe Mommy, Safe Baby. I'm Grace and I support women who have endured family sexual abuse or incest so that they may rise above the residue of abuse and become the confident mothers that they desire to be. So today we're getting into setting family boundaries, especially with those family members who have direct correlation with your initial trauma. So you may have boundaries in place already with these family members or friends of family members, and you might not feel confident enough on how to keep firm on these boundaries if there were children involved in the picture. Or you may have never been able to set firm boundaries with your family members or friends of family members ever. So here are 3 ways in how to set boundaries when it comes to your family members or friends of family members, especially those who have a correlation or have something to do with or know or at any way have ties to do with your initial abuse or your initial trauma. So number 1, start with your intention. Know that setting boundaries has absolutely nothing to do with being maliceful. Is that a word? It has nothing to do with malice. It has nothing to do with cutting people off. It has nothing to do with arrogance. And it has everything to do with honoring yourself and respecting yourself and giving you everything that you need to be confident and living above the remnants of abuse. So start with your intention. Understand that you will be setting firm boundaries with people, and these boundaries might not sit well with people, but because you know that you set out with the proper intention and your intentions were not maliceful, were not full of malice, then you will be able to stand firm in your boundaries and accept any pushback or any fallout that will happen, because fallout will happen. Number 2, establish your boundaries without guilt or fear. And regardless of who agrees, you're not here to seek permission. These boundaries don't need permission. You will be laying your boundaries down unapologetically. You will be drawing your lines in the sand, visible for everyone to see. And this may mean however you need your boundaries to be. It might mean that certain folks are not allowed in your personal space anymore in your home. It might mean that there's less access to you over the phone. It might mean that at a family function, you have told these people to keep their distance from you. It might mean that you don't want to be around these people anymore. And it is okay. Give yourself the grace to be able to change your mind. You might have been around these people this Thanksgiving that just passed, and I hope you didn't do that to your nervous system, but you might have. You might have passed the peas to somebody who has something to do with your trauma. You might have sat at that table with people knowing that they have never upheld or honored anything that has happened to you. You might have sat at the table with people who just swept your trauma under the rug, but not again. And understand that you can change your mind at any time. Don't let the fear of anyone making you feel as if, oh, you were going along to get along all those years ago. What's the issue now? Again, you have your intention to refer back to, and you know that this is something that you are doing for you. This is about self-preservation. This is about putting yourself first. This is not about going along to get along. This is not about easing people's guilty consciences just so for the sake of family. Again, you're doing this with good intention and for the sake of you. You're not doing it out of arrogance. And I'll be getting into because there's a lot of nuance when it comes to family sexual abuse, and no one truly wants to be, when your emotions are mastered, you don't want to be that person who, although you have been through horrendous trauma, you never want to be that person who is the bulldozer of the family. That is not your intentions. That is not what you set out for. But understand that there is a way to honor your trauma. There is a way, never mind that. There is a way to honor yourself. There is a way to honor your confidence. There is a way to honor the life that you want to live without breaking up a family. Don't let anybody ever make you feel as if your trauma is going to break the family. Your trauma does not have to break the family, but you have to practice self-preservation, and that comes first. Again, your trauma does not have to break the family. Two things can exist at the same time. They do not have to coexist. There is a way to honor yourself without breaking the family. And that is when emotional mastery comes into play. Number 3, again, honoring your autonomy and setting boundaries with your family members, it will automatically give you a self-confidence that is going to propel into other areas of your life. Again, what you did yesterday, what you did this past Thanksgiving has nothing to do with what you want to, if your family meets for Christmas. Maybe you want to make a decision and from here on, I'm not meeting for Christmas. I refuse to put myself around that. I don't want to be around that anymore. And don't let anybody make you feel bad for that. Autonomy is so important. I can go on and on and on and on. Relational autonomy, emotional autonomy, bodily autonomy, sexual autonomy, financial autonomy, on and on and on and on. And that is why it holds such a big pillar in the Safe Mommy, Safe Baby program, because with autonomy, you're able to fully practice self-preservation. And when you practice self-preservation, again, you know that you're putting yourself first, but you're not putting yourself first at the expense of anyone else. Instead, you're putting yourself first with good intention. So I hope this video helps anyone who has sat down this past Thanksgiving and inflamed their nervous system. Before Thanksgiving, you're having headaches, a fever blister probably popped up, you're pacing, wondering how you're gonna, inflaming your nervous system, all for the sake of family. When again, there are ways that you can honor your family and honor yourself at the same time. I hope this helps.